Yo, what's up, everyone? Nick here with Degenerate Gaming, back inside of Destiny: The Taken King. I want to apologize for you for my absence in the content drought. I've been at home recently for the past couple of weeks, and probably will be here for a couple of weeks more. So things are going to be kind of slow here on the channel. I did want to touch on a bit of Destiny news. As you know, the Bungie did their Rise of Iron reveal stream yesterday, along with a slew of leaks coming in the past few days, roughly about a week or so. A lot of new information was brought to us, and if you're like me, I still have a lot of questions that I'm sure Bungie will answer, and probably in more reveal streams and more things like E3 coming up in the near future. But I wanted to touch on a few things. Let's talk about what we know. First and foremost, we do know that it is releasing September 20th, and this is the September expansion as far as we know. We also know that it will be $30 US, whatever that means for you European players or whoever else. Obviously, your own conversion rates apply. I am not smart enough to figure that shit out, nor do I claim to be. But it also is only going to be on PS4 and Xbox One, its current gen consoles, or as how Bungie put it yesterday, and I don't have the little graphic to bring up, unfortunately, but they said Guardian Stories will split. So if you own a PS3 or an Xbox 360, I'm assuming that that doesn't mean you're not going to be getting content. You're just going to be getting a different story than players on PS4 and Xbox One. And I would assume that that's probably going to be their main focus. I also think that it was their plan all along to kind of drop old gen consoles at this point in time. So I think they're just sticking with that timeline. As you know, Destiny 2 was supposed to be released right around that time in September. It's kind of like a year, as you know, it's year 3, but the Kotaku leak kind of proved to be true, where it said that Destiny 2 was pushed back. Excuse me. So I think that was their plan all along. I think they're just sticking to it, and I don't think that it's, there's two sides to that argument. I don't want to spend too much time on it. I understand that it sucks for you players on old gen consoles. But there's certain things that they could probably do on the PS4 and the Xbox One that are just simply not possible. So we'll have to see how that pans out. They haven't made any announcements as to where that's going to go for you old gen players. Now, getting back to what else we know, we also know that this expansion is going to exclusively be following Lord Saladin and the Iron Lords. They said yesterday that they're going to put a lot more lore in game, which is commendable. As something I thought that they've always needed, because they really don't have a good system. I mean, they kind of did a little something in the Taken King. Hopefully they expand upon that. And we also know that we're getting a new zone. It's called the Plaguelands. It's outside the walls of the Cosmodrome, which I think is cool. I think they need to start expanding on that. I don't necessarily need to see new planets and new things. As cool as that would be, don't get me wrong. I mean, I wouldn't complain if that were the case. However, I think we need to see new content, new areas. We're going to get a new social space, and I'll touch on that here in a little bit. But, that's what we need. We tend to see a lot of the Taken King with old, recycled areas with different stories, or running through them backwards, or just, cutting through in certain parts. Really don't kind of had enough of that. I mean, it is what it is. It's hard for me to say, oh yeah, go ahead and make all this, but I don't really know shit about it. So, but given that, there's a lot of different things that they outlined yesterday that we're going to try and keep touch on as they do reveal streams and as leaks come out. They talked about new Crucible modes and maps. New raid, obviously, which is kind of something we've come to expect from Destiny. When there's an expansion, we want a new raid or some type of new endgame activity. There's also going to be a new strike, and I believe it's only going to be one, and they're going to be bringing back some old strikes. We don't know exactly how many or which ones. I would assume that Sepix would probably be almost a given at this point. As far as the other ones, Fogoth, Nexus Mine, that sort of thing, can't say for sure. But given the fact that it's a Fallen-themed expansion, which the Splicers have kind of uncovered this plague, which is kind of how they're prefacing it, and you can see it obviously if you go watch the reveal stream or the Rise of Iron trailer, you'll see what these things look like. They look like peg leg fallen pirates, and they look pretty cool. I hope that it's well done enough to where it feels different, it feels unique. Um, I think they did a good job with this in the Taken. However, because they basically just used old base models and gave everything kind of a brand new twist. It was refreshing, but at the same time, I think it went stale on people quickly, just because it's basically the same shit with a different skin tone or excuse me, different skin on it, and a couple of different abilities. So I don't think it really was designed to keep people's interest all that long. Um, Now, they say that there's going to be new story content, and again, we don't really know much about this. We do know we're going to be getting a new social area, which is pretty cool. It's called Fellwinter's Peak, and apparently it's outside of the city. I think this is pretty cool. I don't, and from the looks of the screenshots of it yesterday, it's like basically a big mausoleum. I have a feeling this is probably where they're going to introduce a lot of the lore into from the Iron Lords and everything else. And essentially, the whole theme behind this is that we are going to be becoming the next generation of Iron Lords, which is pretty cool. And I think they could probably expand on the story, in a few different ways by prefacing things like that. Obviously the Iron Lords, the defenders and protectors of the city, which clearly we have done. Fighting off invaders of multiple enemy races and different things, and conquering some of the different battles we've conquered have been pretty epic. Killing hive gods, battling back the fallen, and a war-torn empire such as the Cabal we've fended off in our solar system, which is kind of weird that we'll probably see more of that in Destiny 2, but it'll be interesting to see how they play a factor in as well. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I'm going to try to stay up on these contents and these reveals as they happen. And it's kind of hard for me to do this. Obviously, it's because I work and I have other things going on. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Anything you want to discuss, I would love to discuss it with you. So feel free to leave your thoughts there. I want to say thank you for watching. Please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter, Nick at Degenerate Gaming. You can also follow me on Twitch at Degenerate Gaming TV. When we have times and we do live streams, we do Destiny and other things too. So come check us out there and give us a follow. It'd be greatly appreciated. And with that said, I'm going to leave you here. And thanks for watching. We will see you back here for more Destiny: The Taken King.